Well, it's getting to the quality companies, I think, that have good projects. They're getting money, and they're getting more than they need. The mid-tiers are not having no problem, and yeah, people are coming back into the sector. We haven't really seen the generalists.
All right, StockPulse on location, Vancouver Resource Investment Conference 2020. Brent Cook from Exploration Insights. Always a pleasure to get his views on the sector. Brent, good to see you. And how are you seeing the market here?
Yeah, good to see you, Rob. I think 2020 is actually going to be a change for the metals market, junior mining, that sort of thing. You know, every year, every January in Vancouver at these shows, it's always positive. It's just inevitable, and it generally dies off after PDAC. But I think this year we're really going to see a positive year. I think things are looking pretty good across the board.
So yeah, metal's in a good spot. How do you see the follow through? Is the capital coming into these companies? I know the projects are short. Obviously that's what you're doing, is trying to find these assets.
Yes, there is money coming, a lot of money coming in, but it's very selective right now, which is positive. Good people with legitimate projects are raising money. In fact, I just met with Hannon Minerals, and they're raising $2.something million. They were 3 times oversubscribed. This is on a pure grassroots exploration play in Peru. So money's coming in very selectively, but there's a lot out there coming in. Plus, the major mining companies have been funding a lot of junior exploration via private placements or joint ventures. So yeah, it's looking pretty positive.
So when you say the money's coming in, I imagine it's hitting the mid-tier guys. Is it really getting down to these lower level guys, or is that coming later?
Well, it's getting to the quality companies, I think, that have good projects. They're getting money, and they're getting more than they need. The mid-tiers are not having no problem, and yeah, people are coming back into the sector. We haven't really seen the generalists come back in, and we still got that issue with a lot of the generalists and such will just go in passive funds or ETFs, but money is coming into the companies, and it's positive.
For those who couldn't make this conference, I know you're doing a chat here in a while. Why don't you give us a little sneak peek of what you're talking about?
Right. What Joe and I spend most of our time in Exploration Insights is really evaluating companies, projects, right down to the scientific level, looking for the fatal flaw, because we know most of these are going to fail, right? So that comes down to science. So I'm going to talk a bit about what science really is, and how it works, and why it works, and why we should trust science. And then I'm going to go into some specific examples of how to evaluate an open pit potential project or a vein deposit, the things to look for. So that's kind of where I'm going in that, because everybody else here, there's plenty of people that are going to tell you how the economy's doing, what gold's going to do, what the Fed's going to do, etc. But we just want to get right down to the project level and find the ones that are going to work.
Handicap those opportunities. How do you see the decade shaping up? I know it's kind of a big question here, but here we are, 2020, might as well ask it.
Wow, that's a tough question.
It's a bull market, right?
It is. Well, okay, so in terms of the markets, there is very hardly any chance that the Fed is going to be increasing rates. So we've got free money for the decade, I think. Low interest rates, low inflation, and it's just going to keep going. I think the big markets are set to crash. This has been going on for what, 11 years now. That's a record. It's getting real toppy, but not so much in the metals market. So in that respect, I think it looks positive. In terms of politically and what's going on in the world, I'm not very hopeful. I don't like what I see out there.
So when you talk about this recovery really happening right now, is there going to be any real big event that really brings it all in, or is it just going to keep getting better, keep getting better?
I suspect it'll be a slow process. What's different this time than back in like 2000 when things started going is we've got so much more access to information via the internet. So there's a lot more due diligence that does go on, and there's a lot more scams out there as well. But I think given that we've got so much more information, it's going to be hard for what I will call bullshit to take off. It's going to get cut short real quick.
Yeah, I agree with that. Missouri market, show me, but it's almost show me more than once now.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean that a lot of these people would bring their free money in on the hopes, and I think a lot of that's gone. Just to your point, a little more investigative work, a little more research, no more free money to just throw at any project.
Certainly not yet. I've seen, I've seen some projects get money that really don't deserve anything, but by and large, it's the people that are coming in with the money are experienced. They know what to look for. They know share structure. They know people. They know projects. They know what sells. And so right now, the smart money's coming in and making smart moves, I think.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, best way to follow you, explorationinsights.com, I believe.
Explorationinsights.com. Joe Mazumdar writes the letter. He's a smarter guy than me, a very good guy. You've talked to him before. And there's lots of free information on our website at explorationinsights.com.
There you go. Brent Cook, 2020 VRIC. Appreciate the time.
Likewise, thank you.